Welcome back to our channel. This is your host, Squadron Leader Shahid Beg. Today we are setting on a scenic cruise along the River Thames. Our journey begins at Westminster Pier, right next to the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. I can assure you that not only you will enjoy the journey, but will also get some very interesting, unheard historical facts about the people who lived along the banks of this river centuries back. So come aboard and join me on this unforgettable journey.
So if you listen carefully, you'll hear Big Ben. Big Ben is the name of the always been a nickname for the hour. So Queen Elizabeth celebrated her 60th year on the throne. They named that tower after her. Queen Elizabeth reigned for 70 years. South Bank is to your right, so the entertainment area for London is there on your right. This is the South Bank. It runs all the way to Tower Bridge, so you've got the pathway along the river, runs all the way from the London Eye all the way down to Tower Bridge, so you can walk along the river. Later on this evening you might like to do that, walk along the Thames. The bridge you're now going to pass beneath, this is the Charing Cross Railway Bridge. 20 years ago, Queen Elizabeth celebrated her 50th year on the throne. To mark the occasion, they named these walkways after her. So these are the Golden Jubilee Bridges. They're built to celebrate Queen Elizabeth's Golden Jubilee. So the walkways either side of the railway bridge. The bridge here, this is the Waterloo Bridge. This bridge was built during the Second World War, and when they built the bridge, the men working on it, they were called away to fight. The ladies built this bridge. This bridge was built by a 90% female workforce. And they call it the Ladies' Bridge. This is the Ladies' Bridge over the Thames. Built by the women. They've done a fantastic job, as you can see. That's the only bridge ever built on time. Also to your left, you've got the large white ship. This is called the Wellington. It was part of the New Zealand Navy years ago, permanently on the Thames today. You can see it now to your left there. That is the Wellington there to your left. At the back end of the ship, there's a stone archway. The archway is called a Temple Arch or Temple Gates. And at the archway, it marks the boundary line to the City of London. So the area that you now leave behind you is the City of Westminster, and then in the area to your left, it now becomes the capital, the City of London. Right, the red brick building, this is the OXO building, you might know it as the OXO Tower. This building is apartments today, converted from a warehouse, and it's where the OXO company used to make the stock cube. The top floor is a restaurant. See the balcony, the large balcony with a glass roof? Restaurant run by Harvey Nichols, gets voted one of the top 5 restaurants here in London. Tall glass building, the official name of it is number 1 Blackfriars. And these are the newest apartments, the brand new building, brand new apartments. The second bridge along is a railway bridge. So there's 2 bridges here close together. In between the bridges, there's red columns, and of the columns, they are the remains of a railway bridge. It carried steam trains into London. It was the Alexandra Railway Bridge. It became unsafe. They took off the top, as you can see there. They removed the top, left the red columns. And as we're through the bridge, looking on your left, you'll see St. Paul's Cathedral. St. Paul's, it stands 365 years to build, and they finished in 1710. If you look above the dome, is a viewing platform. It's closed on a Sunday. You have to walk to the top. There is no lifts. You walk up 528 steps. Takes about half an hour to get up there. It's about half an hour to get back down. On your right, you've got the Arts Gallery. Once you've been inside the building, once you've had a good look around, you will start to realise why it was free to visit. This bridge is the Millennium Footbridge. It's the Millennium Footbridge. Look behind the trees to your right. There's a white round building and it's got a thatched roof. This is the William Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. This building is where you can watch one of William Shakespeare's plays. The plays, they are performed traditionally, exactly as they would have been performed in the 1500s. There's no stage lighting, there's no sound effects, there's no microphones. Actors, they dress up in the traditional clothing. Brilliant value for money. You can pick up a standing ticket and it's only £10. This is the Southwark Bridge. So the borough of Southwark is the area to your right. One of the 32 boroughs that surround the capital to your left. Southwark was the old entertainment district for London. So today, where you would go to the West End, years ago, people came here instead. This area is where you found the illegal fighting. You'd have had gambling dens and cruel sports. You'd have had the theatres, the entertainment, the evening entertainment. It was all here on your right-hand side. The reason people came to your right, the capital to your left, was a very religious area. No entertainment allowed in the capital. So people would leave. You had to leave the city. So you would cross over London Bridge, you'd enter into Southwark, and you'd find the entertainment here instead. So religious to your left. Red light districts is all here on your right hand. Very dangerous area years ago. Go here today, go behind the buildings and you've got the Borough Market. It's famous for the street food. This is the world famous London Bridge. It's not much to look at. It's often confused with the next bridge, which is Tower Bridge, but the name is written on it. You see the London Bridge, the words carved into the stone. There has been 5 London bridges in 2,000 years. The first one, it was a wooden bridge built by the Romans and it burned down. The second bridge fell down, so did the third, and the fourth, London Bridge, it was sinking into the mud and they took it down. So in the 60s, they sold the bridge. Sold it to an American oil tycoon called Robert McCulloch. They bought the bridge and they moved it to America. They shipped the pieces to California. They drove the pieces to the desert and they rebuilt London Bridge at Lake Havasu City in Arizona. So in the Arizona desert, have you seen it? Go 3/4 and go out that building and you get great views. The only problem, to go to the Shard you have to pay and it can become very expensive. Peak times you'll pay up to £50 each, so it can be expensive. They do give you a discount for the children, which is very generous. For the children you pay £25 each. It's another viewing platform. It's the building there with the curved roof. Look at the top. See the people standing on the balcony? That's the Sky Garden and you go there free of charge. It doesn't cost a penny. So you want the views, you want to save yourself some money? That's called the Sky Garden. On your right, you've got the warship HMS Belfast, built in Belfast, Northern Ireland, launched on St Patrick's Day 1938, saw lots of action throughout the Second World War, very powerful ship years ago, and is now a museum on the Thames. It is a floating extension to the Imperial War Museum, and the ship is open to the public. Before we turn, look to your left. You can see the towers, and if you look in the middle, you see a bit with 4 towers. This is the oldest section. It's called the Norman's Keep, or the White Tower. Look on the river wall, as the tide is still so low. You can see the famous words written. The words they read, entry to the Traitors' Gates. Underneath the words, you can see the bricked up arch. This archway, this would have been the river entrance for traitors to pass through. Traitors, they were found guilty of treason at the Parliament building. To keep the traitors off of the dangerous streets, the traitors, they were rowed down the river. They were put into boats, rowed down the Thames, and they would have been rowed through the arch. The punishment was execution. So famously, a traitor would have been took onto Tower Hill, and in front of a crowd, a traitor would have been hung, drawn and quartered. Chopped. The castle is home to the crown jewels, so it's open to the public. It's a tourist attraction. So it's an iron and steel bridge. The stonework is just a decoration. The middle lifts up, so it opens like a double-sided drawbridge, and that allows taller boats to pass through. It only takes 90 seconds to lift, and they only lift it when they need it to lift up. So it doesn't open very often. So you have to be very lucky.
Tower of London, a historic castle that has served as a royal palace, prison and treasury. Once again, we thank you for your valuable time and look forward to seeing you in our next vlog. Oh, by the way, please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe for more travel adventures. See you in the next vlog. Bye. Allah Hafiz.